Hi, I'm Axton. I've worked 60-hour weeks at Johnson & Partners for 15 years to give my family everything they could want. My daughter Emma's college fund was full, and my wife Rebecca never had to worry about bills. Looking back, I should have noticed the signs. "You're home early," Rebecca said, quickly ending a call when I walked in. Her casual tone didn't match her startled eyes. "Thought I'd surprise you. Who was that?" I set my briefcase down, noticing how she angled her phone away. "Just Melissa about book club." Rebecca tucked her hair behind her ear, her tell when lying. "Book club's on Thursdays. It's Tuesday." "We're changing it." "Why the interrogation?" She busied herself with dinner preparations, chopping carrots with unnecessary force. "Not interrogating, just asking." I loosened my tie. "How's Emma doing with college applications?" "Fine. Marcus has been helping her with the essays." My hand froze midway through unbuttoning my collar. "Marcus? Your ex? When did that start?" Rebecca shrugged. "He has connections at Berkeley. Emma needs all the help she can get." "And you didn't think to mention this?" I kept my voice leveled despite the sudden unease. "It wasn't a big deal. Besides, you're always working." The front door opened and Emma bounded in. At 17, she had her mother's features, but my stubborn determination. "Dad, you're home. Guess what? Marcus knows the dean at Berkeley. He's taking me to dinner Thursday to discuss strategy." Rebecca shot her a warning look that Emma missed entirely. "Thursday? Your mother and I usually do date night on Thursdays." Rebecca suddenly became very interested in stirring pasta. "I was going to tell you, I have plans Thursday." "With Marcus and Emma?" I asked, connecting dots I didn't want to connect. "It makes sense for us all to go," Emma jumped in. "Marcus says family connections matter for admissions." "Family connections," I repeated. "And Marcus is family how exactly?" Emma rolled her eyes. "You know what I mean. Mom and Marcus dated forever before you. They have history." 15 years of marriage is history too, Emma. I turned to Rebecca. "How long has this been going on?" "Nothing's going on," Rebecca snapped, but her eyes didn't meet mine. 2 days later, Dan nearly spat out his coffee when I told him over lunch. "Marcus, the investment banker ex? Man, that's not right," Dan said, shaking his head. "Rebecca's been having him around your daughter? Apparently he's been mentoring Emma for months. College prep, they say." "And you believe that?" Dan's skepticism was evident in his raised eyebrow. "I don't know what to believe. Emma talks about him constantly now. Marcus this, Marcus that. Yesterday she asked why I never took the risk of starting my own firm, like Marcus did." Dan leaned forward. "Listen, this feels off. My cousin works at Riverside Country Club. Marcus has been there multiple times with Rebecca, not just once or twice." My stomach dropped. "You're sure?" "He sent me pictures, Ax. I didn't want to tell you, but with this Berkeley thing, you need to know." That night, I found Emma on her laptop in the kitchen. "Hey, kiddo, working on applications?" "Yeah, Marcus suggested highlighting my volunteer work instead of debate club." She didn't look up from typing. "I could take a look if you want. I did get into Harvard Law." Emma snorted. "Thanks, but Marcus says Harvard's admissions approach is outdated. No offense. Seems like Marcus has all the answers these days." "He gets me, Dad. He listens." "And I don't?" Emma finally looked up. "You're always working. When was the last time we had a real conversation?" "We're having one now, aren't we?" I pulled out a chair. "What's really going on with this Marcus situation, Emma?" She hesitated. "Mom's happier when he's around. Haven't you noticed?" Before I could respond, my phone buzzed. It was a text from Dan. "Check your email. I'm sorry, man." I opened my email to find photos of Rebecca and Marcus at the country club. Their body language left no room for innocent explanation. In one, they were kissing. "Dad? What's wrong? You look weird." I closed the email. "Emma, how would you feel if I told you Mom and Marcus are more than friends?" Her expression shuddered. "Mom said you might get jealous and try to cause problems." "Jealous? Emma, look at me. Have I ever lied to you?" "No, but..." "They're having an affair. I just got proof." Emma stood abruptly. "You're just trying to ruin this for me. Marcus is helping me get into my dream school, and you can't stand that it's not you." Rebecca walked in, catching the end of our conversation. "What's going on?" I turned my phone to show her the photos. "Care to explain these?" Rebecca's face paled, but Emma grabbed my phone before she could respond. "This doesn't prove anything," Emma said, though her voice wavered. "Emma, go to your room," Rebecca said quietly. "But Mom..." "Now, please." When Emma left, Rebecca's demeanor changed completely. "You had me followed? Classy, Axton." "I didn't have to. You two weren't exactly discreet at the country club." "How long?" Rebecca crossed her arms. "Does it matter?" It matters to our 15 years of marriage. It matters to our daughter who you're dragging into this. I'm not dragging her anywhere. She likes Marcus. Because you've engineered it that way. Using Berkeley as cover? That's manipulative. Rebecca laughed bitterly. Marcus makes me feel alive. When was the last time you surprised me? When was the last time you put me before work? So this is my fault? It's no one's fault. We grew apart. Marcus and I reconnected. It happens. And Emma? Rebecca hesitated. She deserves to know the man I'll be with going forward. The room tilted. You've already decided. I have. We have. I want a divorce, Axton. The next morning, Emma wouldn't speak to me. I consulted Sarah Calloway, a divorce attorney Dan recommended. So your wife is having an affair with her ex, and your daughter is siding with them, Sarah summarized. What's your priority in this? Emma, I don't want to lose my daughter. Document everything. Don't leave the house yourself. That can complicate property division later. When I returned home, Rebecca was packing a suitcase. Emma and I are staying with Marcus for a few days, she announced without looking up. You're taking our daughter to your affair partner's house? Rebecca, think about what you're doing. Marcus has a 5-bedroom house with a pool. Emma will have her own suite. She's excited. Does she understand you were cheating? Rebecca finally met my eyes. I've positioned it as a separation that happened naturally. Marcus wasn't the cause, he was the result. That's convenient. Emma appeared in the doorway. I can hear you, and I already know the truth. Mom and Marcus love each other, you're just bitter. Because families don't just get discarded when something newer comes along, I replied. So Mom should stay miserable to make you happy? Emma challenged. After they left, Dan came over with beer and pizza. Emma's completely under their spell, I told him. Rebecca's spinning this like I'm the bad guy for not letting her be happy. What about Emma's college fund? Dan asked. I hadn't considered that. It's in a 529 plan. I'm the owner. The next day, I discovered Rebecca had already tried to withdraw from Emma's college fund. I immediately called Sarah, who advised me to protect the account. That evening, Emma called, furious. Thanks for ruining everything. They were going to buy me a MacBook Pro for applications. I'll buy you the laptop. That fund is for tuition, not for padding your new household budget. The issue is you can't stand that we're happy without you. I kept my voice steady. The issue is that adults are making poor choices and dragging you into their mess. Your mother tried to withdraw money from an account designated for your education without discussing it with me. Marcus says you're going to make this divorce as difficult as possible. Maybe you should question why a grown man is so invested in turning you against your father. Emma was silent for a long moment. I have to go, she finally said, her voice smaller than before. 3 weeks passed with Emma barely speaking to me. Then came the Berkeley campus tour, originally planned as a family trip, now commandeered by Rebecca and Marcus. Remember, Emma needs this to go well, Rebecca warned over the phone the night before. Just be civil. I'm always civil, I replied, gripping the phone tighter. I'm not the one who created this situation. For once, can you think about someone besides yourself? This is about Emma's future. That's all I've been thinking about. I'll see you tomorrow. We met at the campus entrance. Marcus extended his hand as if we were business associates. Axton, good to see you. Emma's excited about today. I ignored his hand. I bet she is. Dad, please, Emma whispered, looking between us nervously. Her eyes had dark circles. She hadn't been sleeping well. Throughout the tour, Marcus dropped names and mentioned connections. When we met the admissions director, Dr. Patel, Marcus took center stage. Marcus Wilton, he said, shaking her hand. I believe you received my email about Emma. Dr. Patel smiled politely. Yes, Mr. Wilton. Though I should clarify that Berkeley admissions are based on student merit, not personal connections. Marcus laughed too loudly. Of course, but it never hurts to have friends in high places. Dr. Patel's smile tightened. Actually, attempts to influence admissions outside our established processes can hurt an application. We take ethical considerations very seriously. After the tour, Rebecca and Marcus stepped away, leaving Emma and me alone. You did great with Dr. Patel, I said. She was impressed. Emma nodded, looking troubled. Marcus kept interrupting me. I noticed that. He promised Mom I'd get in because of him. Emma bit her lip. What if I don't? Then you'll get in somewhere else amazing because you're brilliant. Emma was quiet for a moment. Mom and Marcus have been fighting. Oh? About money. The house he promised has complications. We're staying in his condo instead. When Rebecca and Marcus returned, Marcus announced they were taking Emma to lunch with an alumni board member. Emma, I said, Don't forget you have SAT prep at 4. Actually, Emma said, surprising everyone, I should probably skip lunch. The prep session is important. I can take her, I offered. In the car, Emma was quiet until we were halfway home. Marcus lied about his Berkeley connections, didn't he? She finally asked. What makes you say that? Dr. Patel had no idea who he was, and he kept trying too hard. I stayed silent, letting her work through it herself. And Mom, Emma's voice cracked. She keeps saying everything's fine, but I heard her on the phone. The divorce is costing more than they expected. Marcus said his bonus would cover it, but it got delayed. Emma, I'm sorry you're caught in the middle of adult problems. Is it true you offered Mom the house in the settlement? Yes, I want you to have stability. She turned it down? Marcus convinced her to ask for cash instead, for investment opportunities. Emma stared out the window. He promised me a car for my birthday. Yesterday he said maybe Christmas instead. Whatever happens, I'll always be here for you. That doesn't change. She nodded, wiping away a tear. I know. 1 month later, Emma called me at midnight. Dad, can you come get me? Her voice was shaky. What happened? Where are you? At the condo. Mom and Marcus are having a huge fight. He threw her phone against the wall. I'm on my way. Pack a bag. When I arrived, I found Rebecca and Marcus shouting. Marcus didn't notice me at first. You had no right to check my finances, he shouted. You promised to pay the lawyer. Now she's dropping me. I told you the investment is temporarily tied up. I cleared my throat. Rebecca, Emma's worried. She called me. Marcus's face darkened. Get out of my house. Rebecca, do you want to leave too? Marcus blocked her path. We're not done discussing this. I stepped forward. Move aside, Marcus. Or what? He stepped toward me aggressively. Or I call the police and report the disturbance along with your implicit threats. Marcus glared but stepped aside. Back home after Emma fell into exhausted sleep, Rebecca and I sat in the kitchen, cups of untouched tea between us. The clock ticked past 3 a.m. I never thought it would come to this, Rebecca whispered, her voice hoarse from crying. He seemed so different at first. Attentive, generous, Everything I wasn't? I finished for her. She shook her head slowly. Everything I convinced myself you weren't. The college fund, she began after a long pause. Were there really unauthorized withdrawals? I showed her the bank notifications. 3 attempts, all traced to Marcus's IP address. I didn't know. And his business? Under SEC investigation for potential fraud. That's why his assets are suddenly tied up. Rebecca's shoulders slumped. Emma's been distant with him since the campus tour. She's smarter than either of us gave her credit for. The next morning we had breakfast together, like old times, but not. I submitted my UC San Diego application, Emma announced. Their marine biology program looks amazing. Dad, would you read my personal statement? Your Harvard essay worked after all, I smiled at the olive branch. I'd be honored. A week later, Rebecca found an apartment. The SEC investigation confirmed Marcus had been running a fraudulent scheme. Emma wants to stay here with you, Rebecca told me. I'm not contesting anything, including primary custody. Rebecca, don't. I made this mess. Emma deserves stability. And right now, that's you. 3 months later, the divorce was finalized. Marcus faced federal charges. On Emma's 18th birthday, I gave her 2 envelopes, her college fund details and her acceptance letter from UC San Diego. How did you get this? She gasped. I have connections, I joked. Real ones. My college roommate works in their admissions office. As the party wound down, Rebecca approached me. You didn't have to invite me today. You're her mother, of course I did. You know, revenge would have been easier. Revenge wasn't the point. Protecting Emma was... You let us face the consequences of our choices without interfering. That took strength. I watched Emma laughing with her friends. Some lessons we have to learn the hard way. I'm just glad she didn't have to. What would you have done in Axton's situation? Like, comment, and subscribe for more stories like this one.